Now, here's Chief Meteorologist Tony Petrarca with your live Pinpoint Doppler 12 Futurecast.
Well, raw, cold, windy, and wet. The stormy weather we have right now is not associated with Joaquin. Winds along the coastline, 40, 45 miles per hour. Take a look at live Pinpoint Doppler 12 radar. Your TV set at home completely covered in green, so nothing scattered about this. And pretty much what you see is what you get if you're heading out. Obviously, appropriate dress, maybe a warm sweater under the raincoat. It is cold and raw, and strong winds along the coast making the temperatures, the wind chills now that are in the 40s. So the threat tracker now through at least Saturday in the medium category. Well, for one reason, we still have the a high wind advisory, which is in effect now through at least 11 o'clock tomorrow morning for southern areas and along the south shore. Northeast winds 25 to 35, gusting 45 to even 50 miles per hour. A little better on Sundays, drier, perhaps not as windy, but still on the brisk side. So now through Saturday, scenes like this along the coastline. Again, not unusual. As you know, Joaquin heads up the coastline. This surf will only get larger, the rip current risk and the swells offshore. Even with a hurricane that's, you know, many hundreds of miles or even a few hundred miles off the coastline, you still can get some pretty big surf. Rain in Providence right now. Talk about cold. The wind chill at 44 on a northeasterly wind at 17. The wind inland not as strong as the winds along the coastline, but temps only upper 40s to low 50s. It's a definite warm jacket night. You can see some of these wind gusts now close to 50 miles per hour as you get out on towards the islands, the Vineyard, Nantucket, and Block Island. Newport's been gusting anywhere from 35 to 40 miles per hour within the last hour. Coastal flood advisory not for our south shore, but rather east coastal Massachusetts at the time of high tide tomorrow afternoon for minor coastal flooding. So you can see all the precipitation covering southern New England right now coming in off the ocean. Meanwhile, Hurricane Joaquin, still a strong storm with winds of 125 miles per hour. It's now a Category 3 hurricane. It's now starting that move to the north very slowly at 7 miles per hour. The forecast track continues that trend of bending it back out to sea, so it's well offshore as far as getting a direct impact, but close enough to really agitate the seas over the next several days. So surf, swells, rip currents will be an issue at area beaches and the coastline over the next roughly 2 to 3 days. Meanwhile, Futurecast shows the rain overnight, watch the clock, through at least tomorrow morning. So windy, drizzle, raw tomorrow morning. We're seeing signs, though, that by tomorrow afternoon it will remain cloudy, but perhaps drying out a little bit, just a couple of sprinkles in the afternoon. So the precipitation not as widespread the second half of the day. But I think Sunday is the better day in terms of it drying out, though cool and breezy at 57. And that sets the trend for much better weather on Monday and Tuesday. Of course, the initial thinking a couple of days ago that Monday and Tuesday could be a problem with Joaquin, but obviously things have changed for the better with the track now well offshore. In the meantime, a lot of wind along the coastline through at least tomorrow afternoon.
You kept saying the last couple of days you could really see the possibility of shifting.
Yeah, that trend continued, so obviously good news, but always good to be vigilant. I mean, the storm hasn't taken that track yet, so you want to check back just to make sure things don't change, but confidence is increasing that the storm will head out to sea.
All right. Thanks, Tony. We have